You know, I've played John Dutton for a long time now, seen a lot of changes come to the Yellowstone, but nothing quite like this. Word came down that we were packing up, moving the whole operation to Yosemite for the new season. Can't say I wasn't skeptical at first. Yosemite's a whole different world. Towering granite, those giant sequoias, a whole new kind of beauty. But the more I read the scripts, the more I saw the vision. This season, it's about John Dutton confronting the future head-on in a place that's both majestic and unforgiving. And let me tell you, they spared no expense on the details. Before we continue, please subscribe for more exciting content. National Geographic, they even did a whole piece on how authentic the production is. From the costumes to the horses, it's the real deal. Of beauty and a whisper of danger, all set against the backdrop of one of the most stunning landscapes on Earth. The tension's been building all episode. You got developers moving in trying to get their hands on a piece of Yosemite. John Dutton, he stands in their way, protecting the land like it's his own blood. The standoff happens down in the valley. Tourists are kept at a distance, but you can see the fear in their eyes, feel the electricity in the air. John Dutton's men, they're outnumbered, outgunned, but they hold their ground. Words are exchanged, harsh and unforgiving. Threats are made. Promises of violence hang heavy in the air. The developers, they underestimate John Dutton. They think money can buy anything, even a man like him. They're wrong. Just when it looks like things are gonna boil over John Dutton, he does something unexpected. He lowers his weapon, takes a step forward. He starts talking, not about money or land, but about something bigger, about legacy, about responsibility, about protecting something sacred. We all know family's at the heart of Yellowstone, and in this season that family bond is tested like never before. The reunion happens at Half Dome, that iconic rock face watching over everything. John Dutton's daughter Beth, she's there. Haven't seen her in a while, and there's a lot left unsaid between them. The weight of their past hangs in the air, thick as the summer heat. They try to bridge the gap, find some common ground, but the wounds run deep. Then there's Case, John Dutton's son. He's got his own demons, his own way of seeing the world. He loves his father, but he doesn't always agree with him. Their reunion is strained, full of unspoken words and lingering resentment. But even with all the baggage, all the hurt, there's still love. You see it in the way they look at each other, the way they try to find their way back to one another. The backdrop of Half Dome, it amplifies everything. This majestic, unyielding presence, a reminder of the enduring power of family. It's a powerful scene, full of raw emotion, and the kind of complicated family dynamics that Yellowstone does so well. Chapter 4. The Thrilling Forest Chase. This is where the action really kicks in. John Dutton's on the run, framed for a crime he didn't commit. He's being pursued through the dense, shadowy forests of Yosemite. The cameras, they don't hold back. You're right there with John Dutton, racing through the trees, branches whipping past, the ground uneven beneath his horse's hooves. He's being chased by men who are younger, faster, but John Dutton, he's got something they don't. He knows this land. He understands its rhythms, its secrets. He uses the ancient trees to his advantage, disappears into the undergrowth, becomes one with the wilderness. The chase is relentless, a heart-pounding blur of motion and adrenaline. You can feel the sweat sting in John Dutton's eyes, Hear the horse's labored breathing. Just when you think he's been caught, he outsmarts his pursuers again. He's resourceful, resilient, a force of nature himself. Chapter 5. The Climactic Showdown at El Capitan. The tension that's been building all season? It all comes to a head at El Capitan, that sheer granite wall rising thousands of feet above the valley floor. This is it, the final showdown. John Dutton, he's standing on a ledge, back against the rock face. He's trapped, seemingly out of options. Below him, his enemies are closing in, their shadows stretching long in the late afternoon sun. The stage is set for an epic confrontation. John Dutton against the world, but he's not afraid. He's faced down worse odds before. He's a survivor. The dialogue is sparse, tense. Every word carries weight, every glance a silent promise. Then, just when it seems like all hope is lost, John Dutton, he makes his move. The final confrontation is a blur of action and suspense. Fists fly, gunshots echo through the valley, and the very ground beneath their feet seems to tremble. You won't believe how it ends. From that breathtaking opening scene in Yosemite Valley to the heart-stopping showdown at El Capitan, this season of Yellowstone will stay with you long after the credits roll. We saw the Duttons tested like never before, their bonds of family stretched to the breaking point. You don't want to miss how this chapter of the Yellowstone saga unfolds. The new season premieres this fall, and trust me, you're going to want to be along for authenticity of Yosemite.